Micah Parsons reacting to the Myles Garrett contract. He's surprised. He's probably delighted because the ripple effect, the biggest one is he's the next big-name defender up for a significant raise, along with T.J. Watt. But Mike has never gotten his, and Mike has been waiting patiently. He played for $3 million last year. He shouldn't have. He shouldn't have set a foot on a practice field, much less a game field, for $3 million last year, given the position he plays. He did get injured during the year. But, you know, Chris, this drives the floor up to 40. It had been 35. Non-quarterback, highest paid player was Justin Jefferson a week ago. Max Crosby kicked it to 35.5. This Myles Garrett deal, I haven't seen the details yet, but apparently it's $40 million a year in new money. So now Micah is going to be north of 40. And the Cowboys and their habit of waiting and waiting never gets cheaper. It always gets harder. And the real question in my mind with Micah Parsons and the Cowboys, because there's been enough smoke, there's been enough noise, there's been enough Sunday Splash reports on NFL Network, which is owned and operated by all teams and over which Jerry Jones has a significant amount of influence, about a trade. Could they decide at some point, this is more than we're ever going to pay this guy? Let's do a defensive side of the ball Herschel Walker deal. Let's get as much as we can for this guy and move on. Until they sign him, I don't think you can rule that out, especially as these numbers keep going up.
Well, it does seem like there's a little smoke around that conversation there. And you do wonder, like, what the hell is going on and why are we dragging the feet here and all of that, right? To me, again, it's another one where it's just a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. But, yeah, this is going to complicate things. And, yeah, that's why he's sending out laughing emojis, because he's going, oh, look at all this. It's just my money. I'm not even negotiating. This is awesome. Their price is just going up, you know, without me even having to say anything to Jerry Jones of the Dallas Cowboys. You look at Max Crosby, you went, wow. You went to Myles Garrett, you went, whoa, wow. And then my mind went to Micah and Jamar Chase, both of them going, wow, like, they're both going to get more than this. There's no doubt about this. Let's add in that Micah Parsons in the prime of his career, and I think is better than Myles Garrett anyway when he's all healthy and ready to go. You know that. I'm on record. I don't think anybody's better than Micah Parsons. But, yeah, with all their money, right, do they want to pay another star, top-of-the-market type money? And they have issues on their football team going forward. It's a little bit like the Cleveland Brown conversation. I mean, if there's one asset or guy that can totally change the trajectory of their team right now and where they're going, yeah, Micah Parsons certainly could change that. But I don't know what that would take and what they're going to ask for, and I just haven't heard enough there to think that's going down quite yet.
Last week, somebody said to me after the Max Crosby deal, hey, at least Max gets to say he was the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL for a little while. It ended up being a few days. And Garrett's going to get to have it until Parsons does his deal, whether it's with the Cowboys or somebody else. It's going to be more than Garrett, whoever it is, and that will affect what somebody would pay. See, this isn't like it was when the Vikings ridiculously gave up the entire team, it felt like, for Herschel Walker and like 3 years of draft picks on the back end. You've got to balance out the contract now. And the Micah financial expectation will affect what a team is willing to give up to get Micah Parsons. And those are moving parts. It's a three-way negotiation, and we'll see if the Cowboys will get either a deal done with Parsons or a trade done.
I mean,
now,
let me ask you this. With the
ahead.
Micah Parsons thing, right, have you heard from anybody that you really trust there, right? Like, I see articles. I've heard people talk about it on TV. But, like, I don't know anybody or haven't texted in anybody or just conversation like Micah maybe getting traded being a real thing. It hasn't hit on my radar yet. Has it hit on you? Has anybody, like, that you trust actually said that?
Sean Sharif, who's one of the morning show hosts in Dallas, 105.3 The Fan. I go on with them from time to time.
Yeah.
Usually it's right after we wrap the show. Boom, they call, and I talk to them for 10 or 15 minutes about the Cowboys. They're the flagship station. They carry the Cowboys games. Jerry threatened to have them fired at one point last year. It created a news cycle for a day or two. But last April, Sean said that Micah is wearing thin within the organization. He said he had 4 different people in the organization that said Micah is wearing thin. And my reaction was, tough shit, Cowboys. He's one of the best defensive players in the NFL. You deal with it. You deal with it. He still ain't Lawrence Taylor, And look at what the Giants dealt with. Not that Micah Parsons is Lawrence Taylor on the field, but when you have a supremely talented player, you put up with some things that you might not otherwise like. But when NFL Network, I think it was a November report and then a Super Bowl Sunday splash report, they're banging this drum of the possibility of the Cowboys trading him. And when it's the House Network, and they know, and I've talked to enough people there over the years, they know that if you touch a nerve with the Cowboys, Jerry will call. So is that Jerry's way of engineering it, or did they say, damn the torpedoes, who cares if Jerry's upset? But they've kind of learned over the years to stay in their lane lest they get fired or pushed out. So I'm always watching what NFL Network is reporting about NFL teams because they know there's a third rail that if you step on it, you might literally be electrocuted out of a job.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you, Mike, and I always trust your gut and your instincts with those type of things there, certainly. And yeah, that's like I said. I mean, usually where there's smoke, there's fire, but like I haven't had anybody that I really trust that has led me to believe it's really going to happen, and I just don't know what to believe or where that conversation is around trading the best defensive player in football.
I think they know they can't let the genie out of the bottle on a possible trade. It just has to happen.
Yeah.
Which is why so much of the speculation, Chris, when Jerry Jones decides not to do his, hey, y'all come on to my bus here and I'm going to talk to you for 45 minutes about my Dallas Cowboys. When he doesn't do that, it's so uncharacteristic. It sparks speculation, and most of it's centered on a possible Micah Parsons trade, whether you trade him to the Titans for the first overall pick or whether you trade him to the Browns for Myles Garrett. Cross that one off the list now. But whatever the case may be, the thinking was they were trying to keep something under wraps because they can't even breathe a whisper of Micah Parsons being traded or it will wreck the relationship, and then they'll have to trade him. They have to get it done before anybody knows, because if anybody knows, it's impossible to keep it from happening, I think, at that point. It becomes a huge distraction. It might be the kind of thing Jerry'd like, hey, we're going to talk about the Cowboys for the next 2 weeks because Micah Parsons is pissed off because we're talking about trading him. I just think even with that, you got to get the deal done before he catches wind that it could be done. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.